Alright guys, welcome to episode 6 of Daily Tech News, in which we have a ton of exciting stuff coming up. We did miss out on the weekend, but things will be much more regular now. Now, we will also be announcing today the live stream in which we will be announcing the winner for our case in the week 1, that was the last week. So before we get into the details, if you haven't already, please subscribe because it doesn't cost you anything and it really motivates us to make amazing content like this. Now, without further ado, hello awesome people, welcome to PhoneOps. My name is Kailash. Let's get going. Now, kicking off today's news, we have the Vivo X80 series coming to India on the 18th of May. That's about a week from now. It's going to carry a 120Hz refresh rate display and a very high resolution panel that is 1440 by 3200. This is the Pro model that we are talking about 6.78 inches of diagonal display size. Now that's a huge display. I really hope the bezels on this one will be very thin. Now it's going to be powered, the Pro version, by a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 4700 mAh battery. 5000, 4500, yeah, pretty much there. Now, as far as the cameras are concerned, that's where the X series from Vivo are very strong. And this one is going to carry a 50 megapixel f1.57 primary camera along with a 48 megapixel 2.2 aperture camera as well. It is also going to have a 12 megapixel f1.85 camera and a 8 megapixel f3.4 camera. Also, it is having a 32 megapixel front camera. Now, of course, the device does look great. It does look to have, curved edges to the sides, the Pro model at least. And this camera island also looks pretty beautiful. It is, and they have partnered with Zeiss. I remember my days with the Nokia N95 and stuff. They used to come with Zeiss optics as well. Pretty good cameras for the time. Now, anyways, stable update for the Redmi Note 9, Redmi 9 and POCO M2 MIUI 13 is getting ready. The first stable update will be received soon, and a few months ago these models did receive MIUI 12 update internally. So now it is going to go public. So if you have any one of these three devices, be ready to update your phone. Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus 5G update released for EEA, that is MIUI 13, is what we are talking about. The new interface focuses on improved user experience is what they are saying. Now, iQOO Neo6 SE becomes official with Snapdragon 870. Remember, in I think episode 1 or 2, we spoke about this particular phone. Of course, we're not going to go through the detailed specs again, but 1300 nits of brightness, AMOLED panel with 6.62 inches, 1080 by 2400, a Snapdragon 870, 64 megapixel main sensor with a 12 megapixel ultra wide and a 2 megapixel portrait camera. That's the depth sensor. 16 megapixel selfie snapper, 80 watt fast charging, 4700 milliamp hour of battery. So that phone has officially been announced. Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 Plus has been postponed to second half of 2022. No surprises there because, without a doubt, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 is definitely a performer, but the amount of heat that it produces, the Gen 1 Plus, of course, the Plus series of processors are the ones which have more clock speed. That means better binned overclocked processors, and that calls for more heat sometimes. So the name, as it suggests, Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 Plus, is a placeholder maybe, right? Will receive a boost while the CPU will remain the same as the current flagship. Cortex X2, almost 3 gigahertz, 3 more A710 performance units and 4 Cortex 8 510 cores. Anyways, so iOS 15.5 will reintroduce Apple Music API. Apple News. Anyways, to Apple devices, bad luck. With iOS 15.4, Apple disabled the ability to change the playback speed in third-party applications. Now that is going to change with 15.5. It is still in beta, and it is in beta, allowing third-party apps to adjust the playback speed and stuff. So the music API is something that will be added in 15.5. No big news there for users, although some music apps being used by some people, third-party ones, might have some good news. Anyways, OnePlus Nord 2T listed on AliExpress ahead of official announcement. I'm tired of these many phones launching. I know this is, something that will get me a lot of views and very interesting topics, but there are so many phones coming, it's just hard to keep track. But at the same time, remember, more devices, more options to choose, and it's better for the consumers. So MediaTek Dimensity 1300, 6.43 inch 90 Hz Full HD plus display, 32 megapixel front camera, 50 megapixel rear camera, 8+2 ultra wide plus macro, 4x RAM, that is DDR4X, UFS 3.1, 80 watt fast charging, Android 12.1 or OxygenOS 12.1. Nothing interesting there. Let's see how this one performs. Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 specifications and who will produce it. This is going to be interesting. So Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 received SM8550 model number, and its announcement will take at the end of this year. So that we will still around 6 to 8 months behind this particular announcement. The production of the chip was entrusted to Taiwanese chip maker TSMC, and presumably the processor will again be manufactured according to the standards of 4nm. Yeah, we are going to the very end as far as manufacturing process is concerned. They promise a new Snapdragon X70 modem with peak data download speed of 10 Gbps and an updated neural engine to accelerate execution of operations sharpened by artificial intelligence and machine learning. Very interesting that Motorola Razr 3 aka Maven leaked in photos resembles the Galaxy Z Flip 3. Right now, this is a foldable phone that we are talking about with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor. Now, this is a rumor, so do take it with a pinch of salt. Paired with 6, 8 or 12 gigabytes of RAM along with 128, 256 and 512 gigabytes of onboard storage. Humongous storage there. The handset is also expected to have, of course, an AMOLED display, NFC, dual rear camera setup with OmniVision sensor. Very interesting. It is also said to be recording 4K at 60 FPS and Full HD at 120 FPS. So looks pretty decent. Yeah, I like this. I like these Moto devices. The POCO F4 India variant has entered or has made its presence at the IMEI database. So the POCO F4 that is going to launch in India is once again going to carry the Snapdragon 870, Android 12, MIUI 13. Very similar scores. 5000 milliampere battery, so that's good. The battery life is going to be better fast charging as well. Now remember, I'm comparing this directly to the phone from which this video is being shot, the POCO F3, and apart from the battery and the charging speeds, I don't see a lot of difference. Maybe they'll have better cameras because I really didn't like the camera that much on the Mi 11X. iPhone 14 Max price specifications leaked. Apple A15 Bionic SoC with 90Hz display. Now, of course, A15 is absolutely splendid. It's very powerful and all. And I've mentioned this in the past that next year there are going to be 4 iPhones. One of them is going to be the iPhone 14. Then there will be the 14 Max, which both of these entry-level iPhones will have Apple A15 chip. And the Pro and Pro Max will have the A16. This is going to be interesting. A15 Bionic chip, 6GB RAM, 128GB storage, roughly 70,000 Indian rupees. So that's going to be expensive. Now, the Samsung Z Fold 4, Z Flip 4, Watch 5 reportedly have been spotted on BIS. India launch appears imminent. So this is interesting. These are the topmost devices when it comes to Samsung. And Z Fold 4 could be equipped with a 108 megapixel camera and improved hinge and a couple of other things over the Z Fold 3. Now the Galaxy Watch 5 might be equipped with improved batteries for 40mm and the 44mm models. Now, OnePlus Ace Racing Edition appears in new live image. Tell me this, am I the only one who's noticing a lot of new devices from OnePlus? Anyways, 64 megapixel main shooter, 8 megapixel ultra wide, once again a 2 megapixel auxiliary sensor. OnePlus Ace Racing Edition has a 6.59 inch LCD panel. If you're gonna game on it, make it AMOLED. Trust me, OnePlus. The exact chipset used is not confirmed, but it might be a 8100 paired with 812 gigs of RAM and 128 to 256 gigs of storage. Now moving on to our next topic over here, the first beta of Android 13 for Google TV and Android TV is here. So if you have an Android powered TV, you can actually go ahead and try this depending on what upgrade path your manufacturer follows, and you can definitely refer to XDA developers. No major news here as far as Android TV is concerned. Google's Pixel lineup is set to return or could return to India with the 6A. So you didn't give us the 6 and 6 Pro, but you give us the 6A. Anyways, this is going to be a not so flagship sort of device because it carries the A moniker, and it should be launched in the month of May, right, at Google I/O. Right, that event is just 2 days away. That is on the 11th of May. 6.2 inch display with a hole punch cutout, a tensor core that is going to be interesting, 12.1 megapixel Sony sensor, and a secondary shooter. So this will be interesting. Now, we're moving on to our ROM news. Descendant Official has been updated for the Mi 11X with Android 12.1, MIUI XL 13.0.5 stable, but this particular ROM, MIUI XL, doesn't have support for the Indian Mi 11X, so we're going to skip that. Apart from this, there were a bunch of ROMs that were updated yesterday, and Wednesday in the evening at 8 p.m. we are going to do a live stream in which I'll be probably playing a PC game. I'll probably be playing BGMI. I don't really know what I'll be playing, but we will be announcing the winner to last week, and from this week we will try to do that live stream on Saturday or Sunday. We will do live streams on every weekend. Now let me know in the comment section what you think about these tech news videos, and until the next one, keep smiling, take care, goodbye.